Hello and welcome to the John Ark Show. Today's episode is called Rental Prices Are Skyrocketing. Before we begin, I want to encourage you to subscribe to our channel for free. You can also like, comment, and follow us. We're going to have a lot of great celebrity interviews coming up, so make sure to click on the notification bell so you can be notified every time we upload a new episode. I'd also like to tell you about a service called HollywoodIsCalling.com. It's a great service that allows you to purchase live phone calls from more than 100 celebrities. Prices start out at just $19.95, so give it a try. HollywoodIsCalling.com. Now, let's get started. Rent prices are now skyrocketing at a speed that is stunning people who are looking for a new rental. In the past, people would sometimes see rent increases of 3 or 4%. Those days are long gone now. The rental inflation is now so severe that we're seeing rental prices exploding by unbelievable numbers and percentages in various cities across the country. Now, when it comes to purchases, in some cities, bidding wars are driving prices up by more than $1 million over the asking price of some properties being sold. Some of the cities that are seeing their rent prices exploding include Boise, Idaho, Riverside, California, Spokane, Washington, Tucson, Stockton, California, Las Vegas, and too many other cities to mention in this list. Now, and that's just a tiny part of what's going on. A lot of these towns are being overwhelmed by people flooding out of California and into these other states as they search for more affordable rents. As they flood out of California and go to some of these other states, they're dramatically driving up the prices of homes and rental units in those destination cities. It is amazing. Now, in some cities, rental managers are getting so many people calling for apartments and offering over the rental price that managers are now asking them to write down their best and final offer on their rental unit. In some cities and areas, renters are seeing their rent doubled when they try to renew, so they're being forced to take on 1 or 2 new roommates just so they can keep a roof over their heads and make the monthly rent payment themselves. One of the things that is applying so much upward pressure to the cost of rentals is that private investors and hedge funds are buying up mass quantities of apartments across the country. Private equity firm Blackstone recently purchased Home Partners of America, which manages about 17,000 rental homes for about $6 billion. And that's just one hedge fund. Others are also pouring massive amounts of money into the home market and sometimes paying more than 50% over the asking price. Now, one of the things that you have to ask yourself is, what do these big guys on Wall Street know that ordinary people don't? Well, let us tell you. The big guys on Wall Street know that paper assets and investments are about to lose 80 to 90% of their value like they did in 2008. When that happens, you'll see a massive collapse in the stock market. When people see stock prices collapsing by 80 or 90%, then what do? They flee to safer asset classes that they believe won't lose so much of their value. That probably means they're going to flee to real estate, gold, and silver. Now, people used to think that cryptocurrency might be a good place to store or hide your money, but now people are paranoid about crypto because they see how their prices are bouncing violently up and down. It's a wild roller coaster ride for cryptos. They also see how some countries are considering imposing new regulations on the purchase and sale of cryptos, so that's starting to worry them. What's funny is that some countries are planning to create their own official government cryptocurrencies. At the same time, they're planning on getting rid of or blocking current well-established cryptos like Bitcoin or Ethereum. That's very ironic because the very point of all cryptos is to prevent governments from seizing people's wealth. So there you have it. One phenomena that we're seeing is something called roommate stacking. We'll see an apartment that's designed for 1 or 2 people to suddenly have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people living in it unofficially, and they're not even on the lease. They'll move in and they'll split the rent with the official tenant, and hopefully the landlord will not find out. But the landlord usually does find out. Why is that? Because when you have 7 people living in an apartment built for 1 or 2, the water bill skyrockets, the electricity skyrockets, the gas and the heating bill skyrockets. So that's almost always a telltale sign. Now, it also increases cancel. There's also a lot more wear and tear on the property, and it makes it a lot harder to find a parking spot near the apartment when you suddenly have 5, 6, 7 cars there. Now, the next question is going to be what happens when they finally end the rental eviction and foreclosure moratorium that's still preventing people from being tossed out on the street? Well, we believe that once the moratoriums are lifted, then we'll see 7, 8, 9, even 10 million people getting foreclosed or evicted and forced out onto the street. When these people flood into the rental market, they're going to drive prices up unbelievably. A percentage of some of these people will not be able to afford anything, so they're going to end up homeless. At the same time that this is happening, we'll see huge disruptions in the job market caused by restaurants and stores and businesses not being able to find or hire employees. Sometimes it's because they refuse to hire anyone for more than 12 to 15 hours a week, and people need more hours than that to survive. Sometimes they're just refusing to pay well. Gone are the days when you could hire waiters for sub-minimum wage and just tell them to make up the difference by making more money in tips, because now people, they know that's not going to happen. For those of you who haven't noticed, there is a tidal wave of shoplifting taking place across the country. Because of this, in some states, major retailers are reducing their store hours dramatically, or they're just closing locations down completely. Neighborhoods that used to have a pharmacy or a large retail store like Target's within walking distance are now finding some of those locations are shut down. The mayor of Chicago recently talked about the crime problem as murders in her city were exploding, and then she immediately went on vacation while people in her city continued shooting each other in the streets. We're heading into a major economic storm, people, so please get ready. Thank you for watching. I want to tell you that we're going to have more great celebrity interviews and more breaking news stories coming up in the future. So we encourage you to subscribe to our free channel and click on the notification bell so you can get notified every time we post a new story. Thank you for watching, and we shall see you soon. Bye-bye.